how to find the perfect entry point, because everybody knows that if you will find it, you will definitely close all of your trades in the plus, right? I don't want you to be sad, but actually here's so many nuances that you need to know about, not only about the entry point to close your trades in a plus. So first, I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to know before you start trading. What is the entry point, how to find them, their types, the strategies, and more. And after, we will start trading together. So let's not waste time now and let's get started. But as I told you before, it's not going to be a usual video when I start trading immediately and showing you everything on the chart so you don't understand anything else. First of all, we're going to start with the theory because this is the basics, and only after we will go to the practice. So how can a trader find entry point? And when I'm going to show you some screenshots that I made before with the perfect examples of how you can find the perfect entry point. So first of all, what is it? It is a point at which position is opened at a price predetermined by a trading strategy. And the best entry point is the one that offers the lower risk and the best result. So the entry points can be determined based on technical or volume analysis, also graphic pattern or event, statistic output, or other significant factors. And depending on what kind of the trading system you use, you can open a trade either with or against the trend. And actually, even for experienced traders, to find the best entry point on the bear chart is kind of difficult. And determining the moment of reversal is even more difficult. For example, let's take a look at the screenshot. So in the figure below, we clearly see an uptrend with elements of a false break in the upward structure. So for example, let's take a look at this chart. So, and let's take a look at this situation. For example, at the point 1, at this red candle, we opened a buy trade because we can see the horizontal line that show us the previous support level. And we opened the up trade because we were sure that it definitely will go in the upward direction, right? But what happened? It broke the previous support level and went lower. After, it was a new green candle appeared on the chart, and only after this, it reversed in the upward direction, creates a new support level. Then, okay, we were waiting, we were not trading, waiting for the better entry point, and we take a look at the point 2. At the point 2, as you can see, we achieved the previous resistance level, and we thought, oh, great, I need just to open a trade in the downward direction, right? But what happened? It went in the upward again because we just didn't wait enough time to see if the price will break this resistance level or not. And that's what it did. And after we saw, okay, it broke the previous resistance level, it also achieved the previous resistance level. You can see it by horizontal line on the point 3. And here we finally decided to open a trade already in the upward direction because it already broke the previous 2, so it's definitely going to be the upward trend here, and that's what happened as well. So in this example, I just wanted to show you that market is full of the traps. But now we're going to talk about 4 types of entry points. So when working in relation to the current trend, the following transaction may be made according to the trend or against the trend. Is also in non-trending markets, entry points can be, for example, in the breakdown of the horizontal level or the rebound from the horizontal level. But the most popular type of entry point is opening a position in the direction of the trend continuation, and that's what I'm going to show you today in the practice, because for me this is most safe choice definitely than to trade against the trend, or for example on the retest or something else on the reversals, because it could be really tricky and full of traps. Because trend following is one of the most popular trading strategies, taking into account the strength of supply and demand in the market. So if demand is strong, the price rises. If supply is strong, the price falls. So this phenomena create directional movements in financial instruments, whether stocks, commodity futures, for example currency pairs, or anything else. But however, every trend has a climax, so it's virtually impossible to calculate the strength of a trend as its inception. And the duration of a trend is influenced by many fundamental factors, including the forces of supply and demand. So when our price moving in some of the direction, for example upward, the price draws a channel, as we have here on the screenshot. And when following a trend, the best entry points are those where the price tests the lower boundary of the channel in an uptrend or the upper boundary of the channel in downtrend. So as you can see on this chart, the channel line breakout was false, and the chart misled traders before the price surged upward. However, they are precisely what cause traders to make mistakes. And in such cases, a trader position at a point where the price is testing the channel line, for example, example, and finds themselves in a kind of unpleasant situation when the price breaks the channel line and demonstratively continues to move toward the stop loss, for example. So in such cases, a trader opens a position at the point where the price is testing the channel line and finds themselves in a kind of unpleasant situation when the price breaks the channel line. So your task here in this case is to determine whether such a breakout is true or false. And in reality, determining the nature of a breakout is quite difficult, of course. So for example, fundamental analysis may indicate a high probability of continued movement, but the price will behave differently. And as the conclusion, we talked about 4 types of the entry points, how to find them, what kind of the situation we can have, of course, in reality. And now we will start practice and I will show you everything in real time. So guys, let's get started here. The time of the expiration is going to be 2 minutes for now. Maybe after I'm going to change it. And now we need to find the currency pair where we're going to trade and open our first one. Here, as we can see, it could be pretty good continuation of the downward trend. We already broke the previous support level, but as you can see now, our price started reversing from the previous support level. We can see some green candle and the lower wick on the candle, so it could be a reversal here definitely. Here is pretty good downward trend, so let's open here a sell trade for 2 minutes. And I'm also going to use today the zigzag just for you to show easier the support resistance levels. I was showing you that before in my videos because I know that for a lot of people it's really hard to find support resistance levels. So here they are. It's really easy to do with the zigzag. You need just imagine this as the mountains, you know, so the start of the mountain is the support level, the end of the mountain is the resistance level. Pretty easy. Here we can see before it was the upward trend, our price achieved the resistance level and started reversing confidently in the downward direction. But while we're waiting for this trade to close, we're going to check it out some other situations. So here, for example, we can see that support level is kind of far away, but at the same time, we also remember that support resistance levels can always change. So there is also pretty big probability of the reversal. Let's check it out something else. I can show you a lot of the situations in real time as well. Here, it was pretty good downward trend, but now as we can see, some kind of the sideways movement started, really small bodies of the candles. So it's definitely not the market that you should enter. Here, it was pretty fast downward trend. After it's reversed and started going in an upward direction, it broke the resistance level. Now I think we're just gonna save this currency pair for later to check it out how it's gonna go. Here, definitely no, the sideways movement, not that confident, and our goal is to find, here is not good also, not that consistent upward or downward trend at all. Here, for example, is better. So let's open here a sell trade also for 2 minutes. And let me add this currency pair to the favorites. And as you can see now, it's going pretty well. So yeah, here we have just 10 seconds till the end of the trade. And let's see. We can see some corrective candle appeared on the chart, but we can know also for sure. We will know just later. So we closed the trade in a plus. But I think we're gonna open here another sell trade because we can see that this green candle again appeared on the chart, but before it fall. So that's why I decided to continue opening here sell trades. So let's open here catch up for 2 minutes each. And let's check it out some other currency pair while we're waiting for that trade, because we already talked about that situations, and we can check it out something else. Here's, for example, also pretty good downward trend. Let's check it out. Where's the previous support level? Okay, it's pretty good sign. So we changed the amount to 50 and we open here sell trade for just the lower amount of money, because we already opened actually a lot of the trades. So and here we can see, let's go to this trade. The first trade we're probably not gonna close, yeah, because of that corrective candle, but it was unsure, you know, it was fluctuating a lot. It's absolutely fine, especially that today we're trading with just 2 minutes per trade. And let's check it out, the situation. Okay, it's kind of fluctuating, as you can see. I hope it's not gonna be a reversal there, but that's why I also opened another trade, so we have more results in the short period of time. And let's open here another sell trade actually, because pretty good downward trend, and I think it's gonna continue here. As you can see, it's going pretty confidently in the downward direction, and this is why I like to trade on the continuation of the trend and not on the reversals or something, because it's giving you not that many information, not that many confidence as well, because it's always fluctuating. Yeah, this trade will close in a plus. Let's check it out. This one, it's 55 seconds. Okay, that's perfect. That trade with 300 was still not in the plus. Let's change 3 minutes here and 100, and we're gonna open a sell trade again. Usually I don't do like this in the trading sessions, because I always wait for the previous trade to close, and only after I open the catch up. And so I'm kind of risking today a lot. Usually I don't risk that much on the trading sessions. I wait for another trade to close and only after opening catch up. But today we have a fast trading. Oh, let's check it out, this one. We are in the plus for now. Okay, perfect. Here we can see that our price so fastly reversed in the upward direction. We can see the lower wick on the previous green candle. So let's open here a buy trade for 3 minutes. It's not like as a catch up, but that's how we're just gonna recover our losses from this $100. But we're gonna check it out actually how it's gonna end here. On this currency pair, we have just 5 seconds till the end, so the continuation of the downward trend. That's why I like this kind of the currencies. Okay, here we just saved amount of money per trade. Here, let's check it out. Okay, yeah, as you can see, if we didn't close the sell trade for 100, but we close another one, we also gonna be in the zero. It's fine, and we're just gonna open another trade after. And this is actually one of the strategy of the catch up. If you don't want to double your amount of money per trade for the next trade, so that's how you cover your losses and still have a profit. You just open a trade for the same amount of money as the previous one, so that's how you just cover your losses, and you don't have a profit, but at least you just saved your money and you don't risk too much. So let's check it out also the other situations where we can open a trade. As you can see, yeah, now the market is fluctuating a lot. It's not that many currency pairs with a consistent upward to downward trend. Okay, here's a pretty good one. Let's change the time of the expiration to 1 minute, and we open here 2 trades by 2 minutes each. Why I changed here the time of the expiration to 1 minute? Just because, as we can see, the range of the price here is not that much. It's not that much distance between support and resistance levels, so that's why. But as you can see now, we got some reversal. It could be just a correction candle, but we still have 40 seconds. So let's check it out how it's gonna be here, how it's gonna be. But it also can happen. It's absolutely normal, but at the same time, with the strategy on trading with the continuation of the trend, you have less risk than trading against the trend, because there you don't know actually how to analyze it, because you go absolutely against the market. So it's not really a good strategy. Here, let's come back to this. Okay, we close this trade. Okay, and as you can see, it reversed. So, okay, we can just open here a catch up again. We open 3 trades by 1 minute each, because we can see it's pretty fast downward movement right now. And we already had the corrections here before, so that's why we would need more time for closing the trades in the plus. So let's wait, and that's how we can cover the previous losses and still have the plus. Now we have 35 seconds till the end of the trade. Of course, it's kind of riskful, but yeah, as you can see, everything can happen on the market, and sometimes it's better just to wait and not opening another trade. So you can also learn on my mistakes, but I just wanted to show you that pretty fast of opening different trades on the different currency pairs with but I just wanted to open like a 5 or something trades on a different currency, so you can see different examples at the same time. Okay, this one we didn't close, but we have just also 5 seconds till the end. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we close it in the plus again perfectly. Okay, all of them. So, and now let's open here sell trade again for 1 minute. Okay, now it could reverse a little bit, because after this kind of the huge red candle on the chart, of course it could be some kind of the fluctuations, but we just gonna wait. And also in this kind of the cases, here is the risk, because our price already broke, for example, the previous resistance level, right? And it's still moving downward. It's not stopping. So in this kind of the situation, you don't know when it's gonna be formed a new support level and when it's gonna be a resistance. So that's why I recommend to use not more than 1 to 5% of your deposit. Okay, here's pretty good situation. Let's open here 2 trades by 1 minute each. Also in the downward direction, because we can see before it was some upward trend with a lot of deflectations. Actually, it achieved this resistance level and now start reversing pretty confidently in the downward direction. There's no green candle on the chart. We can just see some corrective one for now, but we still have 40 seconds till the end of the trade. Yeah, it's not the easiest trading session, especially when you trade like this. But as you can see, you will definitely have more results when you trade in the direction of the trend either than against it. So we have for now 21 seconds here, 20 seconds. Even though I know some of you guys were texting me that they like to trade on the reversals or something. Sometimes it's good, but for short time of the expiration, that's kind of risky. And I'm trying to avoid this kind of this situation. So it also helps to avoid additional catch-ups and everything. So now we have 2 seconds, 1, and we perfectly close this trade in the plus. It was definitely not the easiest trading session ever, but we still made it. I show you a lot of the situation in just kind of the 10 minutes and we made pretty good result. I also gave you some theory and the practice at the same time. So guys, please let me know if you like this kind of the format, of course, in the comments. So I will make it more. I also didn't do it too long because I was thinking that you're gonna be probably asleep somewhere in the middle of this video. So I just decided to do like some kind of 10 minutes of the theory and 10 minutes of the practice. So I'm waiting for your feedback if you like it or not. And of course, I'm gonna do it more. And we're gonna see each other on the next trading session. Bye bye.